Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to Madam Umi. So our group will present to you about space matrix. Okay, why we choose space matrix? Okay, space matrix is the basis that can replace SWOT analysis BCG matrix. Okay, so we will go for the infographic of space matrix. So this is the infographic for space matrix. Okay, we have 7 steps. These 7 steps were presented by Israel and also Hishamuddin. So I will present to you about the diagram. Okay, space called as strategic position and action evaluation matrix. Say, okay, what is the diagram of the space matrix? Okay, we have 4 quadrants here. The first one is aggressive, competitive. The third one is defensive, and the last one is conservative. Okay, in between them we have y-axis and also x-axis. Y-axis we have 2, financial strength and also environmental stability. The x-axis we have industry strength and also competitive advantage. Okay, how we want to do the intersection? Where is our strategy, the suitable strategy we want to use? Either conservative or competitive, aggressive or also defensive. Okay, so the intersection, we have 2 dimensions here: internal strategic dimension and also external strategic dimension. Okay, the internal strategic dimension we have 2, financial strength and also competitive advantage. Okay, the external strategic dimension we have industry strength and environmental stability. Okay, how do we want to plot these 2 dimensions uh, to intersect? Which quadrant we will plot? Okay, so it will present by Israel and also Hishamuddin. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. So my name is Muhammad Rafi Biamzah, and I will explain about the how to build the space metric. Alright, first of all, we need to choose a set of variables to be used to gauge the competitive advantage, industry strength, environmental stability, and financial strength. Alright, the variable that can be used is, for the financial strength, we can use return on investment, leverage, liquidity, working capital, and cash flow. And for the environmental stability, we can use the technological change, rate of inflation, demand variability, price range of competing product, barriers to entry, competitive pressure, price elasticity of demand, ease of exit from market, and risk involved in business. For the competitive advantage, we can use market share, product quality, product life cycle, customer loyalty, competition, capacity utilization, technological know-how, and control over supplier and distributor. And then lastly, for the industry strength, we can use the growth potential, profit potential, financial stability, technological know-how, resource utilization, ease of entry into market, productivity, capacity utilization. Okay, for the step 2, we need to rate individual factors using rating systems specific to each dimension. For the competitive advantage and environmental stability, we will use rating scale from -6, which is the worst one, to -1, which is the best one. For the industry strength and financial strength, we will use rating scale from the +1, which is the worst one, to +6, which is the best one. For the step 3, we will find the average score for competitive advantage, industry strength, environmental stability, and financial strength. Then after we got the average score, we will plot the value from step 3 for each dimension on the space metric on the appropriate axis. Alright, that's all from me. We will continue to the next presenter.
Okay, so we continue with the step 5. Okay, step 5 is add the average score for the competitive advantage and industry strength dimensions. This will be your final point on the axis X on the space matrix. This axis is the horizontal line from the competitive advantage and the industry strength, and add the score for the competitive advantage and add the average score of the industry strength to get a point on the axis x. And the step 6 is add the average score for the space matrix environmental stability and financial strength. This is on the axis y, which is the upper of the axis y is financial strength fs, and the lower of the axis y is the financial strength. So, uh, when we add the average score for the both ES environmental stability and the FS is the financial strength, you will get your final point on the axis Y. And the last step is step 7. Step 7 is you find the intersection of your X and Y points. So, from the middle of the X and Y, the middle, draw a line to your points, meaning like from the middle you draw a straight line to your points, to your added sum of your average point, and you will get a line. So the lines reveal the type of strategy that the company should pursue, which are for conser which are conservative, which are aggression, defensive and competitive, and the line will reveal the type of strategy that the company should pursue. So, in conclusion of all of this steps, if we want to talk about strategy, there's a lot of strategy that can be used by a company. So, selecting the most suitable one for the company is very vital because the decision is the result is based on the decision made. So make a wise decision and you will get a good result. Thank you. That's all for now.